Hey, it's Saya.
I'm Carol.
It's Tiffany.
I'm Nicole, and this is what keeps us together.
Basically, the group chat in your head.
Living rent free.
Welcome back.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We love hearing from y'all. We love getting the feedback. So we just wanted to shout out one of our commenters from a couple posts ago, Tommy at TGDAVISII says, "Meetings for me just made me better at not getting caught."
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
Well, Tommy,
We'd like to hear from you. So y'all keep commenting, keep sharing, and hit us up. Subscribe so you can get the notification.
That's right.
yeah. And let us know if you have topic ideas. If
Yeah.
you got tips, tangents that we should ask. If you have Coley's corners, like, listen, we are here for the people. So
Yes.
let us hear from you.
Okay.
All right. So for this week, for Song of the Week, we are doing our focus here today is going to be on sexual liberation, as you could say, or
Wow. Okay.
something similar.
You really
Liberation.
PR'd that.
Yeah,
Very different from the title that we have in here.
Hey,
But all
I don't
right.
want to give it away before
Keep you guessing.
Right. Put the cart before the horse. Got you already. But anyway, so our songs that we're going to choose for the Song of the Week will be songs that get you in the mood, or songs by women that society has labeled.
In the mood for church?
No, that would be in the mood for some sexy time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why are you like this?
Just a menace for no reason.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to go first?
I mean, I guess I can go first.
Please.
Mine's Trina. Look back at it.
That was high on the list. That was high on the
Yeah.
list. That was high.
I don't
on the
even
list.
want to. I'm not even going to sing the lyrics. I guess I can read them for you.
No, it's okay.
I got a so big like the sun. Hope you got a mile for a D. I want to run. Slap it in my face. Shove it down my throat. In where you're blunt, I can make this pea smoke.
So
I know how to ride. I can spin around and keep the D still inside. Now your mouth wide. You're looking real scared.
Why are we letting her do this?
I'm a man eater, headhunter. I'm prepared.
Oh, why?
I mean, I said no, to be clear.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just really mad that you read it like it was spoken word.
I'm here all week. I'm here all week.
I'll go next. I was going to say because mine's in line with that, but I guess all of our songs will be in line with that, but that's fine.
May not. Sure.
I just went straight to My Neck.
Oh, that's a good
My
one,
bad.
Saya.
That was on my list, so I'm gonna take that off.
Sorry,
Okay,
Saya.
no, it's
That's
all right.
why I was like, I'm sure someone else is
I
going to
wish
use
she
it.
wasn't so like off now.
Unhinged.
Yeah, because that's such a great song.
It is, man.
Read
Did
it.
she have another?
You want to read the rest of the words?
Should I
She
just
did
go
have
with
another. Yeah, do spoken word.
all you ladies, pop yo pussy like this. Shake your body. Don't stop. Don't miss.
Never miss. That was quick.
Just do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it now.
Wow, that is
Look it good.
lyrical.
Suck this pussy just like you I feel a little gross saying that. Okay, I'm good. I think it's a bit much for me.
Oh my god!
All right.
Who's next?
I'll go next, but I'm not lyricizing no words.
Why?
I probably don't
This
know
was
all
fun.
of them.
We'll look it up.
Here,
I'll
I
look
got
it
you,
up.
sis.
Yeah.
I got you,
Just
sis.
tell us what's the name of the song. We'll look it up.
So there's I'm gonna let
Not
y'all
3. Okay.
No.
Oh.
2.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Big Old Freak.
Megan.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Or, we gotta throw out WAP.
Okay. Well, I'm shocked your songs were made in this in the last.
Very surprised, actually.
Decade?
Yeah.
Okay.
I almost chose WAP. I thought that was too
Too recent.
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out which part.
You feel comfortable
Here we
reading
go.
it?
Here we go. Ain't nobody freak like me. Sorry. Ain't nobody freak like me.
Mm-hmm. Make it personal.
Give you what you need like me.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody got on they toes and rode to the tip like me.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I got him addicted.
Mm-hmm.
He fiending.
Mm-hmm.
My body a drug and he need it.
Mm.
He begging me for the treatment.
Mm.
He throw a fit when I leave.
Mm.
Mic drop.
Bars.
All right. I guess it's my turn.
Mhm.
I can't wait for this read. That's what I'm most excited for.
So my number one was My Neck, My Back. So I remember that song dropped in college and
Wow.
pre-video.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Carol.
Thank you. Pre-video, we were like, this is the jam. We had some concerns post-video, but pre-video, we were
I don't
like,
even remember the
I
video.
have
either.
another good one, but go ahead.
all right. So then, of course, it goes without being said that I have to say Lil' Kim. Yeah, you have to choose the Lil' Kim song. If you're doing it, you gotta do it right. You gotta do Lil' Kim.
Man, timely with that ebony cover.
I used to be
Oh.
scared of
That's right. I'm doing How Many Licks though.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's a
yeah.
good one too.
Yeah.
Was Cisco in the background?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it?
Ah, man. Go ahead. Carol, with your ad lib.
Here you go.
Well, I just didn't know if Pastor Saya wanted to read it.
Oh, man, you really gave her an out because I was going to read
Look, you see me?
All right. I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of faces. All hell, I done effed different races. A white dude, his name is John. He had Queen Bee rules tattooed on his arm. He asked me if I'd be his date for the prom. How old are you? And he'd buy me a horse, a Porsche, and a farm. Dan, my nigga,
Wait,
down
are you in
south,
high school or do you own properties?
used to like me to spank him and come in his mouth. Okay, we're stopping because I don't know how old these people are and I feel uncomfortable. Here you go. All right. Moving on.
No, wait. Can we just do one honorable mention?
Go
Yeah.
for it.
I got actually
It's
another one.
actually new. Y'all gonna be so proud of me.
Look at
I'm
you.
disappointed, actually. I thought it was gonna be like Shirley and what's her face?
Shirley.
Gerald.
I just want you to know that man over there is mad. No,
it's the
that's not it.
Just want
Lipstick
you to
Lover.
know.
My lipstick lover.
I think it's the beat for me.
That whole album is like,
Yeah, it's
Who's
about
that?
Janelle Monáe.
You know what?
Because didn't Prince have a lipstick
My
lover too?
lipstick.
Oh.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay,
like.
so my apology. Lipstick Lover by Janelle Monáe.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
So like, I like lipstick on my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
what about I have number 2, Foxy Brown, Candy.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's
Foxy.
good.
Foxy, yes.
Wow, what a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, what happened?
She was. Me
Never
and Harry
mind.
were talking about her the other day. How she was underage, messing around with Jay-Z too.
Not you.
Jesus.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Before we get canceled by Rock Nation. Anyways, allegedly.
It was alleged, but we.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right, moving right along.
So today's topic discussion.
Give it to the people, Carol.
Okay, so we're talking about just the term hoe and what it means and being sexually liberated. And is it ruining how women are being viewed and regarded? And we're not using this in a negative term. When I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, not hoe.
And we thought about this because there is a dialogue going around about Sexy Red and Sukiana about how they are like diminishing and they are ruining how people regard and view Black women. Sukiana is a rapper. Well, they're both rappers. Was recently at the VMAs and she's on the floor, like crawling around, twerking, just being herself.
Mm-hmm.
How she always is. And people are just looking at her very disgusted, like, can't believe she's doing this. We're in public, blah, 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 blah. And so we're talking about like what that means. And are these women hoes? Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? And all that.
Sukiana was crawling around.
She was
Oh, okay.
on all fours in a long dress.
No, I'm only asking because one of, I guess, the latest season of Love and Hip Hop Miami, which is where most, well, I'm not gonna say most, where on a wider scale people have heard of her, have found out about her.
Mhm.
On the most recent season, she's like on this, I'm trying to revamp my image. And
To what?
you know, I'm still Suki with the good cat. Don't get that mistaken. But you know, I want, I guess, to portray a different image. So it's interesting that in
This
most
just
recent
happened?
days, this
Wow.
just happened.
I know she was trying to change her image.
I guess she was like, ain't nobody buying my shit now.
Let me go back. A U-turn.
It's like, actually, this is just who I am.
Yeah. And then, of course, Sexy Red singing about the colors of her private part.
Yeah, why didn't we choose that song?
I forgot about it.
Wait,
Downtown.
Okay. I have so many mixed feelings.
That's that song. I don't know the name of these people. I
Yes,
just know
thank you for that, because you choosing Megan Thee Stallion for your song like had me concerned. But now that you don't know who she is, makes me feel better. This is Nicole that I know I love.
And we're back.
Yeah. Minus the fact that Saya played it for all of us when we were all in the car. That was my first
that's
time
why I
hearing
said
it.
I know the name. I know the song.
But you know
I don't
Sexy
know
Red
is.
I don't know who Sexy Red is.
Oh, wow.
She's just like this cute little. She's like 25.
Wow, cute is the first adjective you would go with?
Yeah, she's endearing to me because I like her because she's herself, and I really feel like she don't care.
No, I like her. I like her for those reasons too. I'm sorry.
Are you trying to say she's ugly?
No, that's not my point.
Oh.
Cute to me is like endearing and innocent.
Oh,
That's why I said that.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, see,
No.
it's not everyone's cute is the same.
Oh,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
That is why I was confused.
yeah. I just like her because she's herself.
Yeah. I think that is
That's-
like her brand is like, bitch, I'm me.
Yeah,
Which-
absolutely.
I respect that.
What you think we be talking about? This because I'm telling you on a song and you get to hear it all. That's what we do on a daily basis.
Yeah, I was also shocked to find out she's only
My baby
25.
daddy calling me.
Not my other baby daddy calling me. This is my other baby daddy in the same jail calling me right now.
Wow.
Same jail.
Free my baby daddy. Girl, which one?
Both of them.
I just want to know.
Both of them.
them.
Okay, so how do y'all feel? Do you feel like Sexy Red and Sugiyana are like ruining it for Black women?
No.
Ruining what?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
This is a street just
I don't
now.
get. I don't get what this narrative. I mean, maybe a certain. I'm just gonna say a certain generation because I do know that there is an image thing for a certain like the generation. I want to say Gen X. The psychology of it all. They are very concerned about image and what
boomers.
you portray, what you put out, and then you have the younger people get. It's like I don't care. I'm just gonna be who I am. So I don't know if I can, like, I don't know what is she ruining and for whom? Because it's that if that's who she is, then that's who she is. Who she is not impacting who I am.
Yeah, I think there's like a false narrative that like if one for whatever reason, Black women can't like are monoliths. Like we can't be multifaceted for whatever reason. Like if one Black woman comes out being quote unquote ghetto or hood or a hoe or whatever, now we're all that. Like I was thinking, I remember when they were saying like something about like the Real Housewives of Atlanta, like how like because of them, like we look terrible. I'm like, or like Love and Hip Hop, like Black women just look terrible. I'm like, do y'all watch the Real Housewives of New Jersey or
Right.
Beverly Hills or any of these other franchises? They are arguing, they are fighting, they are doing the exact same thing these Black women are doing, but for whatever reason, everyone else is allowed to be multifaceted and Black women can't be.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting because often with these conversations, I feel like the people that we're talking about aren't crossover people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's like I would be surprised if I said the name Sukiyana and white people knew who I was talking about. I barely know who she is. So like, there's this aspect to me that's like you're policing and you're saying that it's because of like the outside like culture is judging us adversely, but it's actually you. Like it's actually
An internal,
Or maybe
Yeah.
they're watching her on OnlyFans.
and paying for it. So which, get your money, sis.
right.
It makes me uncomfortable. I will say, like, I will own that piece of it. Like, I don't feel the need to like police anybody. I don't feel the need to like tell anybody that it's wrong. But I'm also like,
But like, what about it makes you uncomfortable?
why? Like, I think it's like what it kind of centers for me. Like, I don't know. I personally don't have the personality that would allow me to be on all fours twerking on a red carpet. Like, I don't have what it requires to feel like that is an appropriate thing to do or like the need for that level of attention. So it's hard for me to understand. But I also understand that I don't have to understand it.
Yeah.
I also am not like in Twitter, like talking about that you need to get up off the ground is dirty and you look. No, I also don't feel the need to do that. I can see it and be like, oh, and go about my day.
Yeah.
But can I offer this as a perspective? Like, I didn't watch, in all fairness, I did not watch the VMAs. So I'm not completely familiar with the segment of them crawling all fours.
It was on the red carpet before you even started.
Oh, okay. Well,
And it's not
okay,
really
never
them.
mind.
It's just her.
Yeah, it was just Sukiana.
Okay.
What were you gonna say?
What were we gonna say?
No, in my mind, I guess I thought that this was like during a performance on stage because I was like, well, maybe they're bringing a strip club to the VMA.
No, it was not a performance.
I mean, that's the Bongo's
On the red
performance.
carpet.
Maybe they're bringing a strip club to the red carpet.
That happens too.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes when I see things that make, and I'm not saying this is like your truth, this is just mine. When I see things that make me feel uncomfortable, sometimes I have to think about like, is there something in them that I'm like envious of or jealous of or like that I wish I had? And that is why I'm trying to like impose my feelings on it. Like, not that I want to go to a red carpet event and be on fours and twerk or whatever. But some part of me is like, wow, like that level of like, I don't give a F or freedom or like whatever. Like sometimes I wish I had that level of like, I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to do whatever I want. Or if I see someone out in like Lizzo and her whole crack is out at an NBA game, I'm like, like sometimes I wish I had the confidence to wear something that maybe other people think I shouldn't be wearing because of my body type. So like me personally, sometimes like when I think about something that makes me feel uncomfortable, I don't like I have to like really think about like, is this my own insecurity or is this actually like odd?
If everybody thought like that, then what a place we would be in.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I still judge people sometimes.
Well, I also want to respond because I guess the difference for me is I don't feel like it's a judgment. Like I'm not sending it to y'all and being like, look at this girl on the floor. Like that to me, then I would try to have that like self-realization of like, okay, but why do you feel the need to denigrate this woman to your friends? But because I'm not doing that, I'm just like, for me, it feels as a person who used to be more of an attention seeker, I feel proud that I know that that's not for me instead.
Yeah.
And it's not like, I'm not saying that it is like bad that she's seeking that attention or like that she's seeking some kind or she deserves some sort of treatment because that's what she does. Not any of those things. Like certain things are for certain people. And like, that's fine. And I think that that's lit for her. You know what I mean? The part that I do feel envious of is Sexy Red's ability to just be herself. Like I have like a filter for myself, like outside of what, like when I'm talking to y'all or talking to Patrick, like when I'm talking to people like in interviews, like I do have this lens of what's the right thing to say to this question? What is like the correct way to respond? And I feel like that's not how her brain filters information. It's like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And that to me is a true sense of freedom. Like that I do envy. And not from like a place of judgment of like, oh shit, like she's really just like telling her business. Like there is just nothing wrong with the way that I am. And I love that she, like that's the lens that she comes at it with.
And she's able to capitalize off of it too.
Yeah, I think that's lit. Now that I am envious of.
So to the point of capitalizing on it, I think that we also have to remember that maybe this is not Suki every day. This is Suki on the red carpet who might be trying to get their views up.
Or the character Sukiana. Like I don't even know this girl's real name. Like you know what I mean? Like this could be her persona.
That's
very true.
And that's what I'm saying is like, this could very well just be her alter ego or whoever her entertainment space is that's showing
Susie
up
at home is something different.
But there was also this element, I think they were in like Miami or something, and she was like getting interviewed and there was like this rapper.
Daddies.
She like got groped or something.
Sukiana did it.
Yeah, like while she was like doing an interview and she's like, oh, I'm not like, that was like wildly inappropriate. And it was like this big conversation on Black Twitter after this happened. And they were like, oh, like you're so like sex forward. Like it's weird that you think that that's weird. And people were like,
still her
y'all
body.
really confused being like sexually empowered and sex positive and sexually confident with
assault
accessibility. That doesn't just mean I fuck everyone and everything,
or that I'm inviting you to touch me unwanted,
or that
like
you, or that you have the ability to do that. Like I'm still an autonomous human being. So that to me is like an interesting place where I feel like that is sometimes like the guise under which people have this conversation about like sexual proclivities and what's right and what's wrong. And it's like this sense of like, well, to protect yourself from the perception of what people perceive you as and what they will do to you based on their perception of you is why you shouldn't be like that. Instead of policing the actual people who are fucked up and don't know what consent is.
Exactly.
So I think it's because
Hey, Rocky.
most people bucket sex-related things and they just bucket it, right? But it's also, in my opinion, how people regard you. Yes, they touch Suki. Maybe she's walking around in a fucking bustier and her cheeks out, but pretty positive. Now, don't come for me because I love this lady and I have such respect for her. Beyonce, I'm sure, came out on stage with her cheeks out or partially out, but nobody is going to touch her in that way because they have a higher regard for her.
Well, that guy Julian's there.
She has,
Well, you
her
know
security is like,
Well, I mean, security is tight, but what my point is it's, to Saya's point, it's a caste system of how people regard you and how they have respect for you. And yes, this person has a lot of money and this is their stage costume and this and the third, and you bet not come within 10 feet of her because then we're going to jump your ass. Versus this is Suki with the good cat and she got her little shop on the strip mall. So yeah, I can walk past her and grab her ass. Why not?
But I also feel like it's different for people. I'm not saying that this is why they're regarded differently or should be. We are probably not going to see Beyonce walking around Miami with her cheeks out.
Agree.
It's going to be on stage.
Agree.
You know what I mean? So
No,
like,
no,
I feel
I
like
agree.
there is that like dissonance there too, which I feel like is what also clouds people's
yeah.
like thought process about it.
We're also not
Yeah.
going to see her likely crawling around at a red carpet either.
Probably not.
You know what I mean? Like this.
I would, wow, the brand would be broken. It would be.
I remember I just sent Tiffany a side note of like, oh, Beyonce back when she was like a regular person, kind of,
Mhm.
and she was doing interviews and like talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, Beyonce like used to.
I wonder if she still likes Popeyes.
Well, but she also used to do interviews. Like she used to like talk to people. Like she used to like when she was like a newer artist, like do newer artist things
Yeah,
that
because
like
they was on the hustle then.
yeah, that we
would
would
just drop
never
it.
see now.
Right.
And sometimes I forget, like, oh yeah, you did used to.
You were a little funny. You
Yeah.
were a little. Huh?
Yeah, you were side eyeing people and doing great. Like
Yeah.
she's like a regular person, but
I
it's
feel
like,
like it adds to the mystique of who she is now,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
like now you're in that esteem of like people get to sort of attribute more things to you than what you say because you're just quiet.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Oprah's the only person who's interviewing you. Like you're not going on radio and
producing
doing
that whole
drops
shit by
and
yourself.
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but anyways, back to our
Back to
conversation
Suki with the good cat.
Well, I was also going to say, besides like a Sukiana and a Sexy Red, even like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, how they have WAP and now bongos, and how there's this whole, dissertation on people like, why are they showing their bodies? Why are they twerking in cameras? Why are they
Which is wild.
I feel
doing
like-
this?
You wanna know
why?
And
If I
they're
had
now,
that
we can
body,
disrespect them or whatever because they're
There-
doing all this stuff.
There seems to be like a cyclical
Mhm.
way in which the world works with regards to this. We get to a certain point, and it's like, oh, okay, that was a lot. Let's not do that for a while, then come back, and then it's just it ramps itself back up. Because I
It's
think
like
about
fashion. I said it's like fashion.
yeah, right. Prime example I think of is like Josephine Baker, right? Like back in the
Mhm.
day, I know there were people having these same conversations about Josephine,
Absolutely.
and what she
Yeah.
was
Which is
doing
why
on
she moved to a
stage.
whole country.
Exactly. Is because even if it was regarded as the classiest of classy shows, there were still, especially white men, who felt like, yes, she's very beautiful, but I can still touch her. Like somebody walking by Sukiana thinking they can touch,
Mm.
like
Yeah.
the accessibility to a black woman
Mhm.
and they're a man in power is, oh, you showing all this, you must clearly
You want it.
want all of this, need
And-
all this attention.
Yeah.
It's happened before. So
It
I'm-
has.
Yeah, like I don't know. What are we getting on this about? For what?
But also not to go back and sorry, not to cut you off, but also the part that we didn't talk about when comparing like Sukiana with like Beyonce and the outfits is like there's a class aspect to that. too.
Yes.
That is like not like outwardly acknowledged, but it's like, oh, like I can do that to you because you're not, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, it's
No,
It's the
that's
caste
usually.
system.
I think that's for me why I don't know much about Sukiana, but I do know for Sexy Red, the thing that I've really enjoyed about her is she's moving very quickly beyond one class and into another as far as financially is concerned,
I was like,
right?
what class is that?
Are we sure?
The rooms that she's in have different people of different ways, of different classes, and she's remained pretty true to herself,
Right.
From at least outside perspective.
Yeah.
Can't say what happens in those rooms, but for me, that's the thing that I appreciate the most about her. It's not so much the
Talent, the lyricism,
or even of whether or not there's something to be
You didn't think
controversial.
My Booty Hole Brown is like chef's kiss?
I mean, I sing that song often, so
I mean, tell us about her performance, Carol. Her stage presence.
It was not great. But it was entertaining.
yeah, but that's just it. Like, she could
Yeah,
put in the
make me
work
watch this trash,
get
aren't
some get some dancers and get some
She
people.
has dancers?
Our choreography was a better term. Sorry.
Stagecoach.
She for sure could, but at the same time, what I love is that she has not. She's just been like,
Yeah.
this is where I'm at, and for me, it's always been about class. It hasn't really been about the sexuality of the sexual liberation of it all. It's for me just been like, she knows where she comes from and how everyone views that class and does not.
Yeah.
And that's what I like.
Yeah, and also I think too, I feel like when outwardly people like it's like I want a woman in the street, but a freak in the sheets. Like you want women to be one way public facing, but you want them to be a completely different thing, like behind closed doors or whatever. So it's just like you want a sexual woman, but you just don't want her to be sexual in public. But it's like, who are you to say when a woman can and can't be sexy? Like it's, even like with Sierra. And how I think she wore, I forgot, it was to some party. I forgot what it was, but it was a see-through gown and she had on like a black thong underneath and like maybe pasties. But the rest of it is just like, you can very much see her body. And Sierra, her body is amazing. And then they're like, oh, same with Vicky, like, but you're a mom, like you're a wife. Like, how dare you like leave the house looking like this? But she's also with her man. Like she's with her husband. She looks amazing. And it's just like, why do y'all care so much like what she's wearing outside the house? And it's also very on theme for the party that she was going to. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, y'all don't get to decide when a woman dresses a certain way. Like it's her choice to dress however she wants, whenever she wants. And you don't get to touch her because you feel away.
The case, right? So like where we're at right now is a place where people are having to contend with the fact that we have not been objects made for others to auto and tell us what to do or how to look or what's sexy. Previous generations have been like, if you're doing that, you were doing that for me. It's performative for a man. It's performative for a certain sex of people and in our societies. And now we have taken pretty much that not responsibility. We've taken back ownership of this, and we're saying, this is not for you. I am doing it for myself. And if you happen to enjoy it, fine. And I'm not saying that either one of Sexy Red or Sukihana is even at the place of maybe even making that decision right now. It could be that it is performative for other people. And it maybe evolves into something different. But I think a lot of people that are supporting them are saying, hey, this ain't for you. No, you think it is, but it's not. And the rest of us are responding gratefully that at least in our purview is that it's not for anybody else. So, and I like it.
I think the other aspect of that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because the only scenarios that I can think of are more recent, but we're also seeing people who are sexually like empowered or liberated or whatever, and like wearing like suggestive clothing, like out in public, be wives, mothers, in long-term relationships for like the first time that I can really think of. And I feel like that's adding another lens to the conversation of like why, or like you shouldn't be doing this, or like it used to be like, oh, okay, like you're doing that because you want male attention, and now it's like, well, now I can't understand why you're doing it, and so I'm going to tell you that it's wrong,
right?
Like how, because it's almost like you become a wife and a mom, and like you suddenly can no longer be a woman.
Turn the sexy off.
Yeah, or like I, as an individual, I can no longer, live for myself.
Yeah, but it also confounds the premise that they love to purport, which that like, oh, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, and if you dress a certain way, you're a hoe.
Yeah.
And so now that hoes our wives and moms.
Now what?
Now what you gonna say?
Right.
You want
And
nobody else
good
to know.
ones at that.
Right.
Yeah, I sent you guys this on Instagram, but it was basically saying like, I'll just read some of it. It was like, y'all don't like Sexy Red because y'all 35 plus. That's it. That's the start and end of it. The sooner you can accept that you're aging, the sooner you can stop writing think pieces about the societal condition of Black America, a condition that has been unchanging for centuries. You're not hip. You're not cool. You're paying $30 to see Bobby Brown dance at 265 pounds because of nostalgia. You do edibles because you can't handle hangovers. Y'all yelled
Lord have
out,
mercy.
slob on my knob at a party. Y'all know the response. So again, it's not worse. It's just more conservative. Like, it reminds me
That's
too,
real.
like when our music was coming out and our parents were like, oh my gosh, this music is so raunchy. I cannot believe. And then you turn on like the Isley Brothers or something. And it's just like,
In between the sheets.
right, like
That's
you're
my
saying the
jam.
exact same thing. You know, Sexy Red is saying that her pussy pink and her booty hole brown. Like, it's just a little bit more,
Come take
not
me
just.
out tonight.
just a little bit more in your face than how it was back when y'all was singing it. It's the same thing.
It
I
is.
really read that and I was like trying to internalize it, and I was like, is this why I don't connect with her?
But you don't have to. She's 25.
Yeah, and it's not that I don't dislike her. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she's not like the first person to get notoriety for shock value and for capitalizing off that. Like,
Yeah.
it's not hurting me. You know what I mean? I wasn't going to get the shock value dollars anyways.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like
Yeah.
she's in my niche.
Right.
Downtown.
But it's also like, even sometimes I also have to remind myself, like, I really do have to look at people's ages a lot. Like, because I will admit there's
Based
a
on
lot
the
of
decisions that they're making.
yeah happening. There's a lot of things happening in my head when I see things and I'm like, wait a minute, how old are they? Because when I was in my 20s, I was doing a lot of things
Similar.
that that they're doing and
Talk
that I wouldn't
about
do
it.
now.
And social media was not social media
Right,
like this
like,
when
and I
we
was
did
doing
it.
it in the
Thank you,
privacy
Jesus.
of my flip phone and my Canon camera.
With your mind.
With your
Yeah,
digital
yeah,
camera, that's
right.
right.
That's
Right.
right.
So
Because we
it's
had no selfie cameras.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's just like we're in different phases
That's
of
between
life.
you and your modem at home. That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening that you do when you're younger that you're just not going to do later in life, or that you know what I mean? Because your mindset changes, you're evolving, things are just different. We're just doing different things, and it's okay.
And sometimes your knees don't move the way you want them to.
That too.
Or sometimes they do, because Meg, this.
I mean,
Man,
That squat guy.
I don't want to like leave out or assume that
everyone
no one
hates these women because
or-
that's not. Yeah,
or that anyone like everyone hates her music either.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's
It's
not
catchy.
J. Cole, but it's not meant to be
Everybody-
either.
yeah.
You know, do it in
there's-
front of us. He
Yeah,
knew
we-
all the lyrics.
So we went to the Drake concert in Vegas, and Sexy Red opened for him. And when I say people were up,
Yes.
like I said, her stage presence could use some work for sure. But when I tell you, when my pussy big, my booty hole, like everyone was and like it was popping, everyone was up, everyone was having a good time. I mean, even us, we were like having a good time. Like she has fans. Like
Yeah.
she, like her music. People enjoy her authenticity. It's just the haters are very loud.
Yeah.
I don't see them as much, which I mean, I guess that speaks to my algorithm. But I also like
Mine
it's
too.
funny how she's becoming like such a pop culture reference.
Mhm.
Like even at the Congressional Black Caucus event I was at on Wednesday, I heard a new Sexy Red song. I was in the bathroom and I was like, this is Sexy Red, and this is not My Pussy Pink, My Booty Hole. Like I've never heard this song, and there are people turned up
Oh,
in
yeah.
that place. I've never heard that song before.
I went to a CBC
To the
event
point-
on Thursday, and when as soon as the ski, it was everybody.
And so we have
In
these
suits.
we have these whiteboards at my job in all the elevators. There was a Amazon ski, and someone was like, "All right, now who did this?" Like, wow, a mogul.
Yeah, she's definitely she's a good time. I feel like people enjoy her being a good
And it's
time.
the song of the summer. Like
Yeah.
whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, like
Yeah.
it's a golf. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
oh God.
Yeah,
I
but then
love
there's
it.
also we were talking the flip side of it is where like a Rihanna or
Janae
a Janae Aiko, how they're also sexual beings. They're very sexy people, but because their music, I don't know. Well, Rihanna's music is still, I would say, in the same realm. Some of them, not all of them, but
Yeah, I mean, her music is very sexy, and when's the last time sis came out with an album? It was
I mean,
a decade ago at this point.
Yeah.
So like, there's been a lot of life change. So it'll be interesting to
Facts.
see if her like music changes. But Janae low key hood. She sounds ethereal, so people like to forget that.
yeah.
And
She's also very like, where are my crystals in my sound bath?
yeah,
And-
but I also see a lot of people that are like, I'm more Janae Aiko than a Sexy Red, and people like, wow, you really don't know that they're just the same person in a different
package.
region.
Mhm.
Because it's like, and it was like, there was like a comparison of like Sexy Red like repping like Bloods, and then like Jenna like wearing like all Crip stuff. And so it's just like, it's really
She's from
funny.
Cali,
Yeah, it's really funny like how these perceptions get like relayed, and it's, you know, it's a little bit of colorism. It's a
Mhm.
Yeah,
little
for
bit
sure.
of exoticism. It's a little bit
Yeah.
of
Was
the
she
content
Filipino?
you put out and like how you sound versus like how you're received.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Versus like what your actual lyrics are, because it's not.
Yeah, she has a song called Pussy Fairy, to be
I
fair.
mean, and Sativa, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jenna's not like coming out with songs you.
Not gospel music.
It's not like first dance at your wedding
Yeah.
music. You know what I mean? So like,
Wait a second.
I mean, I did play it when I walked down the aisle. So I mean,
So that is wedding music.
no, but it was. I guess she's got range.
She's got range.
I guess she got range. Yeah.
Hoes have range too.
Hoes got range.
But it's also like a Rihanna where I think people also like if they can stomach like there's a little bit of a like you said, a little bit of colorism, a little bit of like Rihanna, I guess maybe because she has been able to shift in terms of like she's a mogul at this point. Like she's a musician, she's a business owner. Is she a billionaire now? Or like close to it if she's not. Like her brand has like changed and elevated. So her coming out I remember when she was pregnant and wearing like her belly was out and she's wearing see-through things, a lot of mesh, and people were being like, how dare you wear this? But there's also a lot of people being like, oh my God, like she looks stunning. She is beautiful. Like she's accepting her mom
Also-
body and all this other kind of pregnancy body.
Who is the dare for?
Hmm?
Who is the dare for? How dare you wear that? For who? Like who's
Yeah.
hurt?
I'm just saying, but it's just like a Rihanna wearing it versus a Lizzo wearing it.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like the narrative and the conversations around those two very similar outfits are very different.
That's
Yeah.
real. That's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Rihanna wearing it versus like one of us wearing it. And I was like, true, I could never wear that pregnant. But
I
Rihanna,
couldn't
you go
either.
off.
She also Rihanna was also like, I'm never wearing maternity clothes. Like she's like, I'm just gonna wear what I want to wear, regardless
And
of
make
what.
it work.
Yeah, but like I want to feel comfortable in my clothing. I don't have to wear a muumuu just because y'all think that I should cover my belly. Like I'm not doing it.
And what's wrong with it?
I mean, nothing to me.
It's just carrying life.
She was stunning. Like she is. She's a beautiful
Yeah,
woman. Like I
she
can't
is.
even begin to fathom.
I mean,
what
I
it's
think
like to be her.
also her in every aspect of her life, whether it be much younger or even as she's going through the stages of life, being a mom, so on and so forth. I think that as people grow with her, like it's almost like it makes it a little bit more relatable, right? So it's like the people who love that she's doing these things are probably also the people who are like, dang, like I'm so glad that has this level of confidence
Mhm.
as she carries life.
Yeah.
Because there are other people who
Want to do
either
the same
want to do the same thing,
Yeah.
or wish they weren't surrounded by people who pass that same judgment to make them self-conscious about it,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or
It's
wanna
liberating.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's very liberating type thing to see somebody else with so much influence do the same thing that you're like, okay, maybe there's hope for me. Maybe
Yeah.
I can do the same thing or whatever have you.
Yeah. Also, another thought, and I do not wish this on her. I haven't really seen a lot of like negative commentary about her having 2 children and not being married.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Loki, I was about to bring that up, but I feel like it's another one of those things that we're like kind of seeing for the first time.
Yeah.
I feel like we're kind of rooting for her not to almost. Not to not get married.
Just not to him.
No, that's not even what I mean.
Oh.
There is that commentary, and I'm not.
I have
I'm
heard
not in that
that.
discourse.
I have
I'm
that.
speaking from the standpoint of girl, protect your assets.
Mhm.
Oh, true. He's
Because
definitely
this
signing
is-
a prenup.
It's one of the first times that we're seeing like a woman with so much wealth and so much to lose potentially. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
the same as like when it usually is like,
Flip.
it's not Diddy doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where we've seen that for years and we're like, Nick, when you gonna marry that girl? It's different when it's a woman for like finally that is like came up by herself and
Yeah.
like did all this for herself and then began her family and her relationship.
Yeah.
And so we're like, it's not that we don't like, I'm rooting for love and stay together until the end of time, but I don't want them to get married, break up, and then have to figure all the financial aspects
Yeah.
out where she's like done so well
Must
by
be Halle
herself.
Berry paying
Jesus.
her exes.
Alimony.
Yeah, I'm never rooting for that. Fuck the patriarchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
hot mess.
Okay, so what about like a Janelle Monáe, like where she started off being very covered up,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
now she's very not, and you know,
Like
she's
both
a-
iterations.
And is
internet.
also out because did we know that she was? I feel like we heard rumors that she was.
I wanted her to be until she was. So
Well,
that
when
was
she
great for
started
me.
being seen with like Tessa Thompson a lot, I feel like
Yeah.
it's the first time we
Yeah.
heard rumors about like
her being
who
bisexual.
she might like. Yeah.
But yeah, people are mad at her now. Titties out, everything. People are mad.
Yeah, she
Explain
definitely
why.
did a 180.
Explain why people are mad. Like what you're seeing.
Oh, I've seen a lot of people just being like, you went from wearing tuxes to having your titties out, and like, why are you not covering up? And who are you really? Like,
Is it men or women or both?
Both.
a lot of both.
Yeah.
Because what I'm also seeing on the flip side are niggas who were never listening to her and never interested in her suddenly like, oh, Janelle.
Yeah, you got a body?
Titties.
My word. I love
Who
this
thought that was under the
song.
touch?
You're so talented.
So talented.
Yeah, but I've
Has
seen a lot of
nothing to
people.
do with the video.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people being like, "Who are you?" Like you were wearing tuxes and being completely covered up to now like you're out on Instagram with your titties out.
But I feel like I love that for her because she's always been an enigma.
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, it's also called evolution. It's called change. Like I don't have to be the same person I was
Right.
years ago.
And freedom,
It's also-
right? I
Yeah.
think that a lot of what we're seeing is just freedom in every facet of it, right?
Yep.
So you're having it. She's having a mental freedom now. She's having physically clothing freedom. She's having a musical freedom because she's
Yeah.
definitely shifted gears in music. Like she's taking this and
And
all
she's
that
acting
it
now?
is.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She is acting.
Yeah.
So she's taking all of this, I think, and just really trying to be honest with herself
Yeah.
Mhm.
about where she's at. You know, for the good, the bad, and indifferent. She's just being honest with herself, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love it mainly because I feel like we as lesbians don't get too much black representation in general. So to have somebody on that level, and I think a lot of her music and even where she's started to evolve and change has allowed a lot of us to be like, oh, okay, yes, sis, we see you. We've been there. We know. So
Mhm.
to have somebody like that, like all of that is nice. Will she end up and stay there? I don't even know. So,
Yeah.
but that's for her to, kind of evolve
Yeah.
through.
I think
It's also kind of, sorry. I was just going to add really quickly to that in terms of lesbian representation. I feel like it's really rare to hear music that is that like forward about it. That's not like fetishizing it. Because
Mhm.
sometimes I feel like when we do hear it, it's like women that are like, oh, I'm bi, or this is
Yeah.
just like for threesomes or like for fun. It's not like this, like I like lipstick on my neck.
Right.
Is like
Yeah.
really like,
Yeah.
this is who I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Which is,
Mhm.
I think that there's beauty in that.
Yeah.
Authenticity.
She also did an interview recently. I can't remember who it was, but she was saying like how like she loves her body now, and she didn't always love it. She was saying like how even her breasts, like she didn't think that her body and her breasts were beautiful, and now that she does love herself and she finds herself beautiful, how she wants to like show it off and just be out, just wear whatever she wants. So it's just very empowering for her too, and for other people to be like, I finally at a point where I love my body. Like
Mhm.
I don't have to shave my armpits if I don't want to. My titties are perky. I might have a little whatever, but like I love who I am. And I just really don't care what you have to say about it. And
Yeah.
like that's what I really, really like about her.
I appreciate. So I think people forget that in most cases, these people who come into the public eye are typically younger, right? And I think we see it more so with child stars
Mm-hmm.
that grow up in the industry.
Like Chloe or Halle.
Yes.
Mm.
Or like if you come out and like you're still in the younger, but they want you to portray an older image. And then when they start to come into themselves, because again, growth happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are finding themselves from between the ages of 15 and 50. I
I
think
was
that
gonna say
there's
1 in 100, but yeah.
it depends on the person, depending
For sure.
on what your gap is of trying to figure out who you are as an individual. But I feel like if you're in the spotlight for 100% of that time frame, then people are experiencing you at every stage of growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Mm,
fact that
yeah.
nobody appreciates or gives you the space to do that, I think
Mhm.
is unfair.
Yeah.
100%.
And I also believe that in addition to it being unfair, it's almost like, like we've already discussed, like, okay, I look introspectively, like why does it make me uncomfortable? Does it make you feel uncomfortable because during that stage of growth, you were either judged or you didn't know what to do during that stage of growth? Like you didn't know how to figure out your sexuality. You didn't know how to come out, or you didn't like it could be a plethora of things where you just don't know. And because you had to go the hard way to figure it out, you don't know what work they're doing behind the scenes because you don't see them every day.
Yeah.
I feel like I think a lot about this in terms of, especially with Chloe and Halle, I think most recently, I feel like part of the problem is people forget that celebrities are human.
Yes.
Like they're like this stationary entity in their minds instead of this evolving being in their minds. And that's part of the problem. And I feel like the other thing that happens when you're in the public eye at a young age is that you can feel boxed into a certain type of persona.
Image.
And whether that's because of your label, your management, your agent, whatever have you, your parents, everyone telling you what to do and who to be and what to put forward can make you buck back really hard. And I feel like we see that in a lot of ways. Yeah. And I partially feel like that's kind of what we're seeing with Chloe sometimes. We've definitely seen it with like, I don't know. You see it with like all like the white R&B little pop artists that then touch hip hop when they're in their rebellious stage and then leave it. Like we saw that with Miley Cyrus. We see it with Justin Bieber and
Timberlake.
Yeah. So like it's this interesting dynamic that happens. And it's a very nuanced experience. Like there's not a lot of guides. There's not a lot of like people who have lived this experience and done it in a way that is like clean, that has come out unmarred, unscathed.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to navigate, to try to be figuring out who you are while also putting forth an image and being seen by millions. Just can't be easy.
And trying to make money.
If you make it a little bit more relatable, even if you think about us individually or our listeners, if you think about that time that you saw that family member that hasn't seen you in 5-10 years, you're like, oh my God, I just remember when you were just so little. Or they try to.
I'm that person now, and I'd be like, stop saying that. You hated it when people did to you.
Yes, or they're like they keep you in this box of like, I have this one faux uncle that goes, oh, there's my baby, and I'm like, I'm
a grown woman,
like grown, like on the rounding up side of 40, like grown. So, but I mean, like,
did they go to our church?
I know that you never stop being their baby, whether it be your parent or your extended family member, but they also will hit you quick with the been there, done that. I done been through all of that. Well, if you've been through all of that, then why are you not giving me the space to experience what I need to experience so I can get to where you are?
Right.
Yeah.
Like just time and space is what everybody needs so that they can get to where they have to get in life.
Say it.
My daddy always tells me, you know, like he'll do something or I'll say something to him. He'll like, just keep living. I'm just trying to be out here, just keep living. I'm sure some of these celebrities are doing the same. They just out here trying to live. They just make their money differently than we do and probably incrementally more than what we make, but that's their business. We're just here to support it. We're here to support people. And I just wish that people would just like stop putting their falsehood of belief of what they think something is or how it is, like, and also going back to what we're talking about, like taking back some of the things that we put negative connotations on, like being a hoe. Sometimes being a hoe is fun. It's a lot of fun. Like more than just a phase fun. Like maybe it's a lifestyle for some people.
Well, not a lifestyle.
Well,
it's not a phase. It's a lifestyle.
So on that same note, like, do you think that like being a hoe or like how you viewed sex has changed as you've gotten older, just based on like what you were taught as you were younger and like life experiences and where you are now?
Yes. When I was taught, it was, you know, it's for a specific group and this, that, and the third. And then when you experience, you're like, no. You know, like, oh no, it hurts. It's bad. It's for making babies. And then you're like, nope, it's for practicing. So it's not all bad. It don't, you know, it's supposed to be a pleasurable experience. So embrace the pleasure.
Not embrace the pleasure. Not that being your tagline.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel from that standpoint, it's interesting too, like talking about like, just like the motifs we hear about like hoes and can't turn a hoe into a housewife and how quickly that dynamic changes when you get married and you're supposed to go from, a virgin to a certified freak overnight, literally.
Big old freak.
Yeah, like there's not this like bridge that gets you there, right? But it's also only the expectation of women.
Yeah. That's
men are always expected to know exactly what to do on their wedding night. So it's like while like virginity is touted, it's like chastity belts are only worn by one gender. You know what so like there's like a whole aspect to this that's like
let's be in the prize again.
That and like can men be hoes?
Yes, they can.
Can you turn them hoes into house? Men,
no,
husbands?
some of them no.
Most not.
And you know what? I think that I felt so bad. I feel so bad for some men that have to live up to this badge of honor. I do. I feel bad sometimes because they have to wear this cape of, you know, becoming a man in your teenage years. And oftentimes it's like your own family members pushing you to be a man and what all comes with that, whether it be, you know, protecting and providing and in the sexual manner, like knowing the ropes, watch this video, do this, you gotta get them cheeks. Like, you know, like I feel so bad that I'm like, why do y'all feel bad that women are rising up? We're trying to help take the pressure off of you.
Well, I was going to say,
know what else to do.
I also don't know if, and I'm not a man, so I don't know. I don't know if they feel the same, like a level of like making sure that the woman is pleased. Like, I feel like there's a lot of pressure around men to.
But that's not always the case.
That's what she's saying.
I don't know why we're arguing.
Sorry, it's trigger.
And I feel strongly about that.
Sorry. Go ahead. Finish your statement. Sorry. I agree with you.
I feel like for women, we're taught at some point, once we're married, of course, never before, to make sure that our husbands are pleased and that they're their sexual needs are being taken care of. I don't know if men are being taught to make sure that the sexual needs of their partner are being met versus just making sure that, you know, you provide, you protect, you bring home the bacon, and your woman's just supposed to make sure that you're sexually satisfied. I don't know if they're stray. Yeah, like I don't know if men are taught to like make sure that they're also pleasing their partners.
I think that there's also this element though where like why are women taught that? I feel like we're often taught it so our men don't leave us.
Yeah, and
like it's not that we're taught it because it's like the correct thing to do.
They can still be leaving.
We're taught it because like that's how you keep a man at home.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah,
it's definitely not.
But and it's not our responsibility to anyway.
Women, if we cheat, it's a character flaw.
Yeah,
it's not that we weren't getting our needs met or we were caused to stray. That's who you are.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like now we're starting to see a little more.
Oh no, I'll be first to call it. No, that's just who you are. You're shitty.
When you know better, obviously when you're in it, that's not the case. But from an outsider looking in, it's always going to label it just as that.
Yeah.
There's never any gray area to it.
Yeah.
And it's always just, well, you know, like I knew of someone that told another woman that their husband was leaving. Like, what did you do wrong in the relationship as to why your husband was leaving them? And hearing that, I was like, it was another man that said that, wasn't it? It was a man that told, like, because again, to your point, like it's the why are we as women have to hold the banner of pleasing when we have needs that need to be met as well. So I think that it's important that there be some type of balance because you don't ever learn that until you get older. Like, all right, you good now? What about what I
but
want?
Also the flip side of it too, that like I do know that, I mean, to be fair, I do know that if a man is the minute man, like we've heard the song from Janet, like we all know, like if you're not
Missy Elliott,
yes, like if you're also not, you have a stigma about you, you know what I mean? Like that's it might follow you. So like I do understand there's that portion of it.
But now there's like this commentary in this like day and age where people are like, okay, but let's keep it under 20 minutes. I got things to do. Let's wrap
Marathon.
I feel like that is like a new way of thinking.
But
for a
I mean,
lot of men
20
'cause
minutes
it's
is
not
different
what they
than
heard.
a minute.
But
Well,
that also
I'm
goes
just saying, like, it's not
into-
like let's do it
Oh
all
yeah,
night.
we're not trying to have like Well, according to Carisha and Diddy, this nigga don't sleep. Y'all didn't hear that?
I don't know what. Explain.
He stayed.
Carisha was just saying that he don't go to sleep. She thought she was gonna tire him out, and she couldn't.
That's because
Is
that's
he on
not
cocaine?
No, it's not because he's on cocaine. It's because she's not what he wants.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say that.
Not you being part of the problem, Nicole.
Okay.
I mean,
I think they have a very healthy sex life, is what it sounded like to me. It just sounded like that
I
Diddy
mean,
can
I'm
go
not
for
saying
rounds.
they don't.
That ain't what she meant.
It
Thank
sounded
you,
like they can go
Saya.
for. Oh,
Thank you, Saya.
I really want to
understood
move
what
on.
you meant, but
I didn't.
God
That-
dang.
That missed that. I want to move on before you really never see the
so
internet.
many follow-up questions. Yeah, we definitely can't hear that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
We gotta go. We gotta move on.
My God,
I mean,
Team- Team Carisha
No,
and Diddy.
it's okay. The follow-up questions are what we would need to edit out, and we're not going to ask them on air, so don't worry about it.
Well,
Wow.
all I'm saying is that also adds to the pressure on men. Like, I also feel
Wait,
like
what part? Because now I'm
about
lost.
the time frame.
Okay.
Like, it's almost. I mean, it's like you can't be too short, but it can't be too long. It's like you want to please people, but
Yeah, I mean,
then it's
there's
like
a healthy medium.
you got to find a healthy medium. But it also comes with having a conversation with your partner.
Agreed.
You have a conversation with your partner about what each other's wants and needs are, because everybody's going to be different. Not everybody's going to be the same. So you find out what they want, what they need.
But
Like,
as a woman, I just feel like as women, are we conditioned to have these conversations? I don't know if men are having these same, like, making sure that my partner is being pleased just as much as I'm being pleased.
I think that they
Probably
are, but I
not.
think that it's also wrapped up in ego. And I can't
Yeah.
say that it's not for women. I won't say that it's not. Like, I'd be proud of what I know I can do. So, I mean, it is what it is. But there's also this element with men where it feels like, oh, we were talking about something the other day. I think it was on like an episode of like Love is Blind or something. Some guy was like, God put me on this earth to eat pussy.
Oh yeah, it wasn't Love is Blind.
wait,
Cunnilingus. What he said?
So-
Cunnilingus. How do you say it?
Cunnilingus.
And like,
Yes.
while that's cringe, like
what was that person's name? Do you remember?
No,
It's on this newest season of Love is Blind.
it is.
Oh,
And
not the
I'm already
one.
running away. Like, it's cringe. Like, I don't know why this is something I need to know about you. You're doing too much.
Dang, he's
But
a
there's
white man,
also
too.
this element that is, because I know I was good with this one person, it means that I'm good.
For everybody.
For everyone.
Everybody.
And so like that is part of a problem too, because now if I have to tell you that
You're
that's
not as
not
good
how
as
it
you
works
thought
for
you were.
me, I'm attacking your ego
Right.
when I'm not. I'm just trying to express what my needs are,
yeah.
and it's hitting you in the wrong place.
Yep.
And so like it's like this confounding conversation that has to happen when men think that they're amazing at meeting needs in other ways. So I feel like that conversation is happening. I don't know if it's
Change up
happening
the stroke,
dynamically.
Yeah. I just feel like we're just, women in general, are just conditioned to be like pleasers and nurturers in in a lot of different aspects.
Mhm.
So it's
No.
very, I just don't know if men are like having these same conversations. Like, are like, what are your likes? What are your needs? Like, what are you like? What do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they're having the same conversations that we're
only
having.
those who are attuned to knowing that they are not the only one in the room.
Only those that are emotionally intelligent.
Right.
That's
yeah.
really what it comes down to.
Right. Right.
Phew.
And there's a lot of room for them to not have to.
Mm.
So it's a true choice to be.
Well, no,
That's not
there's no
possible.
space for that. There's no space for that in my world.
Nicole
'Cause
said,
I will dismiss you.
I think that's with age too, though. I think when you're
No,
younger,
I was younger. I dismissed you.
All
I
right.
feel like I was definitely more cutthroat as
Way more cutthroat as a younger
you
individual.
know what I could be doing right now.
no, I
Anything but
agree.
this.
No, I guess I'm saying just I think you are learning though. Like once you,
No,
okay, I take it back.
Nicole said, I've learned it already.
I have.
Move on.
All right, never mind. I
I
won't
already
even try and make
completed
this
that
point.
chapter of the book, and
You
need to leave
skip
now.
ahead, or are we gonna go ahead and?
Oh.
you need to leave
Illegal.
now. Thank you. That's exactly what I said. You
Okay.
need to leave.
All right, never mind. I just
Yeah.
feel like it's okay. Never mind.
Mm.
I got nothing.
I think that the older I get, the more compassionate I get. I'm like, oh.
You're more compassionate.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
a little
you're in a
bit
healthy
more
relationship, though, so
considerate.
that's different.
Yeah, that's the-
I mean, yes,
That makes a difference
That's
it does
huge.
make a big difference.
It does make you much less
Um,
cutthroat. I will say that.
Mhm.
because you care about his feelings.
But I mean,
A novel idea.
Even a novel idea.
Wow.
Wow, caring about niggas' feelings. What a thought.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Okay.
What were you about to say? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just thinking, like, if I was not in a healthy, committed relationship, would I be as cutthroat as I was
Yes.
maybe 10 years ago?
You would. As you get older, I think it's definitely different. Like
You
same
have-
thing.
yeah,
I don't know why I'm wasting my time with you. I definitely know, like, if you're newer in the game, I feel like you don't necessarily know the bar. Once you like reach the bar of like something,
This is it.
whatever your peak is, I think you're like, oh, I know what I can get to. And if you
Okay.
know what I mean?
So
like,
then I probably would have been consistent then, because at 24, I was like, you need to leave, because bye.
had me drop my jaws for nothing.
That was a waste. As K Michelle was saying, you are not about to depreciate the value of my.
Wow.
Wow.
She said that on air. I died. I was like, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna hold on to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was a golden nugget. Thanks, love. I appreciate
Wait,
you.
put that in my.
Okay, my
Back
last
pocket.
element of flipping this topic is, do you think that these conversations around like hoes being a housewife and hoes being a housewife and whether or not they can or cannot happens for men? Like, I feel like we all know like men that are players and blah, blah. No one's telling them that they're not husband material. No one's telling them that they are not worthy of being fathers or husbands or can't settle down.
I feel like the dynamic here, though, and the difference is because the amount of men in the pool for dating and all of those things is a lot less than it is with the women. And so, sure, some of this
Is that
probably
truth or is that perception?
truth,
Okay.
mainly because you know where they're at.
It
If
is
they ain't
true.
out,
Go out
it's true.
and see
It's-
the ratio of men to women.
So I mentioned before there was a gentleman who is a national dating guru, like helps people, women especially, find dates and hopefully marriage, leading to those type of things. And he said the two biggest cities that have the biggest problems are
Atlanta.
And Houston.
and Houston, which is a baby Atlanta. He said, but mainly because he said it is not because the city, makes this happen in some way because of how the city is or going out is. No, it is because the ratio is like I think 4 or 5 to 1.
But how is that like
There's
just
a
in
lot
a
of women in
population? I
Yeah.
wonder what like the population is of men versus women. I'm trying to understand how it becomes so concentrated in those cities. Because it can't be that like we're birthing 4 women to
No.
1.
Oh no,
So like I'm trying to
black men
understand.
arrested and in jail too. That's the reason why they're not home. But yeah, sorry. Thought that was implied, but my bad. Yeah, that's it right there.
Also, single
I mean,
versus
Sexy Red, she got
two.
I mean, is that what we're aspiring
I mean,
to?
It's not. That's not what I'm advocating for. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
That's not
Although
what I'm
Dr.
saying.
Lockup is
I'm just saying.
gem.
I'm just saying it's someone's
Since we see,
someone's
we
doing the work.
understand.
She's doing the work.
She is doing. I'm assuming they were out before.
Yeah.
Although
I mean-
these conjugal visits. I don't know. I just being out and about now. The
It's-
amount of women that I see out at restaurants and lounges and things of that nature are versus the men that are out. It's
And
a
another thing
stark.
You have to remember
difference
too,
between the two.
especially this is mainly for black women. You also have to consider that black women, when you do dating apps, are if it's not an all black dating app,
Mhm.
are the least likely to match. Whereas black men will match with anybody.
Yeah.
And so even if you're a black woman who likes other black men, the numbers are low there. And if you like white men, the amount of white men that like you back is low. So like,
I understand. There's a part of me that like hates those statistics, not because I don't think that they're true, but because I feel like they're also self-perpetuating.
hell yeah.
Mhm.
But all of that is fair, and that is not where I meant to dovetail into this conversation because that is an entirely different episode. I think that we could spend a lot of time there. What I'm saying more is like, for men that are just like out here being players, like situationship after situationship, just like really like running through women.
Mhm.
I feel like then when they meet their a potential significant other that they are ready to marry, no one's like, you're not ready for marriage. No one's like, have you really thought about that? Or like, what have you done to really prepare yourself for marriage? What makes you think that you're ready to propose? I feel like
Right.
those questions aren't happening from their like internal community. That's like really making them wonder, like, how do you think that you're going to just go from the streets straight to building this
Monogamy.
bitch a home? Yeah, like what makes you think that you've like laid the groundwork that makes you ready to be the head of household?
Because they've chosen, right? They have the opportunity to be able to go out
And that's a podcast topic.
yes, right?
Well,
Being
And it
chosen
sucks.
versus
Is
choosing.
right?
Yeah.
There's also the aspect of, I mean, I think all of y'all are athletes. I just am a spectator.
I
And
haven't been an athlete.
I like that you
in
told our audience
decades.
that they're athletes.
at the end of the day, y'all know what it is to, when you work hard, you train, you win, and you get your trophy versus some men, when they are in sporting function, get participation trophies. And I think that in some instances, they're just used to the participation trophy. So when you get the participation trophy, you feel like a winner.
Mhm.
And then you feel like a winner. So it's like, there's nothing I can't win because I can get a participation trophy.
Mm.
Versus women are bred to know that they have to work harder than the next to get whatever they need to get. So it's, I need to learn this person. I need to know what they like. I need to figure it out. And then
Ooh.
after I figure it out, I'm going to be the best, whatever I need to be for them.
Ah.
I think that's the difference in the hoe versus housewife versus hoe to house husband.
That's a lot of hoe.
Sheesh.
I think that's the difference.
I
Is
mean,
that's
you said a
having
word.
to
said-
having
yeah,
to
you
work
preached, I
for the
know.
win
You said a lot.
versus obtaining a participation trophy.
And then to get there and be told that you are over indexed. Now you're hyper independent and a man doesn't know
That
how to
part.
be a part of your life.
Or even as a man, and I say this only because I've seen my nephew go through the changes in football and things like that. You go from getting a participation trophy to having to put in a shit ton of work to get the championship or get the win or whatever have you. And then it's like all of a sudden your confidence is depleted or you feel defeated all the time because you're not getting the participation trophy. So it's like you have to reset. You have to shift your mindset. You got to do all these things so you can work towards the win because they weren't brought up like that.
And I do want to be a little sympathetic to the fact that
Is
like
that our generation though?
everyone, both genders have a weight
Yes,
that they're holding.
absolutely.
So I
For
do
sure.
understand, and I do not want to discount that men don't have a weight that
Absolutely.
they're holding
You?
and that they're holding. I know I'm changing. I'm evolving.
Look
Okay.
at this.
There is a weight that they also have to uphold. Like I do get that that's a lot.
Absolutely.
But I just don't know if the consideration part of a relationship is
Right.
as heavily advocated for
Yes.
men than it is for women.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also the emotional standpoint.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's like
Largely.
we are I hate to use this word, groomed at an early age to be
But for real,
all of these things all at one time. And it's like, it's almost like some men are almost spoon fed. It's like, okay, you got to be strong. Once you're strong, then you got to work hard. And then once you work hard, then you can maybe find emotional stability. Maybe.
Is that even a goal that's touted? I feel like it's like you are strong, you work hard, and then you can have
everything.
the wife, the house, the blah, blah, blah.
I mean,
but there's like none of that foundation is created. There's not like the conversation about how to be emotionally intelligent, how to identify your
agree.
own emotions, how to actually lead a household successfully.
Yes.
what that even looks like, what that
Yeah,
means
like
I
what
think
what work that
outside
requires.
of providing and
The
protecting.
missing part was, so what you said, and then the emotional stability, because some men learn that after they've gotten these things, right? And then some men don't. Some people get the wife, the house, the family, and then they're like, okay, shit is jacked up right now, and I'm supposed to be the head of the household. What do we need to do? And then oftentimes, sometimes you hear the man's the head of the house, but the woman's the neck, and the woman that turns the neck turns the head, right?
Mm.
So you hear these things, and it's like oftentimes it's like, we should go to therapy. Let's go to therapy. And then therapy turns into individual therapy. So it's like they're getting their help, you're getting your help, y'all come together, y'all. And you always hear about some marriages that go through hump or struggle or whatever, but then they come back together, they're strong, it's beautiful, they die together. And then you have some that it just don't work. The emotional stability part just doesn't come after they've gotten those things. So I just don't think
I think to your previous point, like sometimes there's that aspect where it's like you're spoon fed, you're spoon fed, you're spoon fed. And then it's like, okay, now you have your own.
Yeah.
You got it. And it's kind of like, well, it's kind of like
They have to learn the hard way.
Like school preparing you for life.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're on this trajectory. It's very clear what the end goal is. It's very clear what you're trying to do in order to get there. And then like at the end of it, there is no longer a linear trajectory.
Yeah.
You can choose
Like, now
any
what?
path that you want. But I'm not now equipped to choose,
Yeah.
to know which path is right for me
Yeah.
and my life.
Yeah.
It makes it hard.
It reminds me of like so Michelle Obama has been on like a tour for her books, and I will very recently she was talking about how her and Barack had a very like hard, tumultuous like 10 years where she just didn't like him. And I was like, are you advocating for marriage? Because like this doesn't sound like fun to me. Like doesn't sound like something I want to sign up for. Like 10 years.
Yeah.
You hated
10
the
years
man.
a slave.
You hated this man and you stayed married. And I get it. Like he became president. Not 10 years a slave. Jesus Christ. I get it. This man became president of the United States. So like your 10 years of hell
It
really
yielded something.
Yeah, it really paid off. The rest of us are not dating Barack Obama, future
Right.
president.
10 years a slave to have a successful.
Yeah, like I don't know. Yeah, I'm not signing up for 10 years of hell
Yeah.
to be with, I don't know, Joe Schmo. Like that is like I don't know what you're advocating for.
Sis, what's the takeaway?
Yeah, like I get it. There are gonna be hard times. I get it. We're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to really like be in the
10
trenches
years?
together. But a decade,
Where you
my
just don't
nigga?
like him? Like that's really hard to
10
fathom.
years.
Yeah, but see, there's a difference between liking somebody and loving somebody.
There is a
I love
difference.
you all the
but-
time, but I may not like you.
I know, but there needs to be a little something.
Don't y'all trigger me again. But also,
I'm sorry, we forgot.
I'm sorry. I
Dang.
Does
forgot.
that mean that you're required to stay? Like, what does that mean? Like, if I love you and I don't like
it
you,
doesn't-
like if we're really talking about like back to like the Disney princesses, and we're talking about but he was lying to you before you fell in love, and then you fell in love, and then you made it work. Like, okay,
It doesn't mean that you
What
have to
does that
stay.
mean?
It means that you have a decision to make on if you have what it takes, if you're willing and able to work through whatever it is it's got to be worked through.
And if it's work throughable,
And if
And
it's
if-
worth working through, because there's a lot of stigma around you not working through it.
all of those things. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's based on individual.
Mhm.
What is within my capability? If it's not within my capability, then I have to do what's best for me and mine and
Yeah.
what's connected to me.
And to be fair,
Sometimes-
I don't know what Mr. Obama was doing in them 2 years. Like, I know she hated him, but I don't know if he was also working to make sure that
He might have been the president during
Michelle
the
was looking in the
he
mirror
wasn't.
like,
It was before. I think the kids were young.
Is this hoe worth it?
Can I turn this hoe into a president? And she said yes. And she
And
played
then-
the young. She played the long game. She definitely played the long game. I don't know. I don't got it in me.
No.
I don't got it in me.
And that's important
That's
to know about
probably good to
yourself.
know in the beginning.
Fact. Lord.
Jesus.
10
Okay.
years. Jesus Christ. All right. Well,
This conversation, like,
It's
wow.
all over the
Mhm.
place.
Might need a part 2 or something. An
Right.
Yeah, 'cause I'm
adjacent
not even sure
topic.
if we really hit like everything. But I do think we should move on to one thing we're gonna always do is
One thing we're gonna do is
Tangent.
Okay. Tips tangent today is what's a word you said out loud in a group setting for the first time and learned the hard way that that's not at all how it's pronounced.
Ralph Lauren.
Not you taking mine.
Because that will forever live rent free in my head.
Okay, but in my defense, while I said that a number of times on this podcast, in an episode where Carol was not here to correct me, and so I didn't know until after we were completely done with the episode that that's not how you say it. I have heard multiple other people say it that same way.
I agree. It was just so funny listening back to it. And I was like, what?
Ralph Lauren.
Ralph Lauren? This American boy? This man's name is Ralph Lauren.
I mean, people do it every day. My other one is the first time I said bosom out loud, bosom.
Huh?
Because
Where
why?
were you?
I was reading aloud in class.
Wait, it's not bosom?
7th grade.
No, it's not
It
It is
bosom.
bosom. It's not bosom.
Which,
But it's not spelled like that. Like, how would you know that?
Yeah.
It's blossom.
How old were you?
Why is it not bosom? I was in 6th or 7th grade. I can't remember.
How long did I follow you? Hey, bosom.
Okay.
It didn't.
Oh.
Mainly because I know a lot of other words that niggas don't know. So if you
You
want to
do.
go toe to toe, let's do it.
I will not. Not
Okay,
with
because
you.
I will also call you out for not being able to read in class, and I had to do that a couple of times. So people left me alone.
What was the word you use? What's your famous word? Oh, kismet.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one that we saw recently? I was like, wow, pejorative. Like, wow, another person uses that word.
They must be smart too.
You know a lot of words. You know words.
You do. Like,
So we let it slide because you know words.
yeah.
It's also, I think it's because you're so smart. When you say it wrong, it's like, she's one of us. Because you're so
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome
It's like,
back,
wow, she's so
welcome
smart, but she be
back.
saying stuff wrong sometimes too.
All the time.
No, not all the time. It is once in a blue
Right.
moon.
It's like rare. It's like seeing daggone eagle.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't do this a lot because if I don't know the word, I'm gonna have someone else say it to me, or I'm gonna look
you
it
just
up.
skip over it?
Yeah,
Now that Google says the word
yeah,
to
I'm
you.
gonna look it up. Yeah,
So y'all
like
be
if
cheating?
there's a designer or something I really don't know, I will go on YouTube and play it so I know how to. Like, I will try my hardest not to say it out loud if I don't know it.
Listen, Patrick and I started reading a book out loud, and
Y'all read books out loud?
no, it's our first one, and that book be tearing me up because it has a lot of Middle Eastern
What
things
book are
in
y'all
it.
reading?
There's like a book of short stories that are like horrors.
Oh, this is cute.
This is cute. So
that
y'all
is
just like
very
read
cute.
books together?
No, sorry, I actually regret saying anything. I just
I
thought
want to hear more.
Yeah, like do y'all like
That's
sit
just
like on the
can we
couch
mind our
and you
business?
both have one and like you're like, okay, I'm gonna read this page and then like you read the next page.
No, I imagine it being like Patrick head in her lap and he's reading to her the story and they're just
Sipping their red wine
Wine,
and eating like a charcuterie board.
cute.
It's like eating.
literally neither of these scenarios. We're on our way to pick up food, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna read some of this book while we're in the car. You want to hear the rest of it? Okay, here it goes." It's not cute at all. I really want to know what happens in the end of the story.
Oh, so it wasn't. Oh, see, I feel like y'all don't have like the audio version, just like played in the car.
No.
I don't know. You guys reading to each other is very like it's giving like
Romance
Love
novel.
Jones
Let's
or
move
like.
on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's wrap this up.
I can't tell you the last time I read a book with a nigga before. Like,
Never. 12th grade English.
and even then it was in class.
First
It
of all,
wasn't like
and not
an
only that, it
elective.
was, oh, nigga, you can't read, huh? Let me read.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like we were just doing it out of pleasure. I've never read a book with someone before. Like, this is cute. It really is
It's
cute.
really
I just like
cute.
never have seen it in real life.
I'm really hot. Can we move on? What's Coley's?
I got a word.
Yeah, I got several.
Okay.
I got,
Not
several. Pho. I would call it faux.
Okay,
Oh,
I have a
true.
list of words that every time I say them, I just say it both ways because either way I
Yeah.
say it, I get corrected.
Or gyro
and Euro,
Euro.
Euro.
root,
That's a good
and
one.
route. Someone corrects me every time. They're like, "Oh, it's this." I'm gonna just say both.
So what is
Fuck
it?
you.
Is it root? I don't know what I ever.
Route 7? Route 7.
Route 7,
Right.
Okay.
salmon.
Okay, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
somebody says salmon. Okay, apparently the correct way is salmon.
Mm-hmm.
Not
But-
apparently. We knew that.
Okay, but some people say salmon.
Who's it not apparent to?
No.
Why is the L silent?
The reason why I say that is if salmon is salmon, why is salmonella salmonella?
We could do this all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
the
Tomato,
same-
tomato.
But no,
Potato,
it's
potato?
different. There's two different words. Salmonella is salmonella,
Mm-hmm.
but it has salmon in it. So why is it not
Why is it tomato?
It's not.
People say tomato, tomato.
Whatever. Anyway,
What about acai?
that's acai.
What's the other word?
Acai is how people
say
it.
The
What is
print-
it? Acai?
Yeah, it's acai.
Acai. See, that's when I'd be like, can I get the bowl?
What the?
They're gonna be like,
Yeah,
what
with
the-
which
what
one?
the-
Little stuff in it.
There's 8 on the. Can you be more specific?
Yeah, that one, number 7. Can I get number 7, please? I'm gonna try really hard not to say it if I don't know how to say it. Oh, what is it? What's the
You don't just ask. Is that
What
another
is it?
thing?
Mozzarella.
That word, ask.
Because people be trying to correct you and they don't know either. It's the mozzarella, the tomato. What is that? Wow.
Bruschetta?
No,
No,
it's
it's-
just
Caprese?
yes.
It's
So-
not caprice.
And there you have it.
Say it again.
Caprese, right?
Okay.
No, I have a story. I went to Tropical Smoothie and I think I said, can I get the caprese sandwich? They're like, Capri sandwich? I'm like,
Okay. Someone Google it.
But
Play
you-
the audio.
But you know what I meant, right? So why are you being so
And
aggressive with it?
that's why I hate it. That's what pisses me off the most. Because whether I say pho or pho or Route 7 or Route 7, you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes.
So why are we arguing?
Yeah.
But actually, the same thing happened to me. I was talking about it's a place in the wharf. La Vie.
Levi.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
And
Levi?
no, it's La Vie, but I said Levi, and someone was like, La Vie. And I was like, as a lawyer that you are, vi is an actual word spelled the actual same way. So it's weird, A, that this is how you pronounce this one entity, but it's weirder that you're correcting me knowing exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yes. Okay.
And that's a read.
So can I also say, in my defense, there's a place that y'all
It's
have been. Is it?
Is it a country?
Yes. Is it Curacao?
Yeah, good job.
Curacao, yeah.
That I never pronounced correctly because I don't know.
How had you been pronouncing it?
Cacao.
Yes.
What happened to the R?
I don't. It was like Curacao.
Cacao. Cacao.
Okay.
Okay, hold on,
That's
guys.
fair.
It's caprese.
Caprese.
Oh, caprese.
Caprese.
Jesus, I said it wrong. But she said caprice. I should have slapped her. We're in tropical smoothie, ho. Like, why are you being so aggressive?
Because you're not in it. You're not in an Italian deli.
That's
That's
where
why.
see, and that's why I can't be
Caprese.
outside because that's where I'd be mad disrespectful. I'll be like, "Don't you work here at Tropical Smooth?" Okay, let's be honest.
But you're not at an Italian deli. If you were at an Italian deli, then they would probably understand. But it's
Either way,
Basic ass
you
Either way,
know
like-
what I'm
Right.
asking
Can we just
for.
humble ourselves a little bit? Like, we all are here.
Do you
All
say
right.
ass or ask?
Ask.
Ask.
What about library or library?
Library.
Library.
And
What is the
Library.
option?
Library.
you know,
Library.
no,
I'd
like
probably
word
say
I can't
library.
pronounce.
Library. You want a library?
I cannot
My
pronounce
country.
channel.
Who?
Channel?
Yeah. Channel.
Like,
Turn the channel.
Yeah.
Like, turn the TV
I
channel.
How
can't-
do you say it?
Channel.
Channel?
I can't say. I have to really like think like and say channel.
It sounds like you're saying
Channel?
tunnel.
Yeah, and I was like,
Say
Yeah.
TV channel.
Do it.
TV channel.
Why is it like
I
that?
don't know. It's I don't
You
know.
and A are two different letters.
I don't know. I have to really like stop and
that's
like.
funny.
I remember the first time Sheldon was like, "What?" I'm like, "Get out of my face."
That's like someone says, who is it? My godfather. He says upstairs instead of upstairs.
Upstairs.
Oh, I get
like
that. That's
Is he
it's
from the
country.
Midwest?
He's from
My mama says
Virginia.
sandwich.
Do you
Like
say
there's no
GIF
ND in it.
or
Same.
GIF?
GIF.
What?
You said
I
who?
hate Jif.
Or
I hate
GIF.
it. It's
I say GIF.
I hate Jif. Jif is peanut butter.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
Leave it
I
alone.
agree. I say GIF.
Also, do you say meme or mimi?
Meme. Who says Mimi?
Mimi.
White people in the news.
Oh,
You want to look at this Mimi?
I've never heard that.
No, it's just one reporter who did it once.
Oh, I was like, I've never even heard of Mimi. Now it's time for Coley's Corner.
You know, I think I want to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I know that we've been playing around with this new segment, but I think I want to do it kind of like Coley's Corner. Y'all like it?
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I'm with
Is
it.
it fun? It's a little bit.
Count us up. Count us
Okay.
up.
3, 2, 1.
Coley's Corner.
Ain't y'all hard, guys? Okay.
Yes.
I like it. I like
okay,
it.
okay, we can do that.
Wow.
All right, so we do have a question today for Coley's Corner.
Not us knowing our notes. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all did.
Proud of us.
Like full soprano, alto, tenor.
We're going to listen back. It's going to be like, hi.
Nicole
gonna
said,
sound
that sounds
terrible.
great.
Right.
You know, okay.
Okay, auto-tune.
All right.
I'm sick of y'all. All right, the question of the day is:
Which was actually submitted this time.
it was actually submitted,
Hey.
by anonymous.
Yeah.
Of course. I am a 36-year-old woman casually dating a 57-year-old man who met on a dating app and have been going out for about 2 weeks. Our chemistry is great, so great that I decided to let him hit. All right, sis, get yours. After one of our dates, we go back to his place, start watching TV. One thing led to another, and suddenly my jaws were at my ankles. His eggplant was the perfect size, so I just knew I was about to get my back blown out. Don't let it deceive you. Unfortunately, 10 minutes later, he was done and I was not. Since it was our first time, I decided to not hold it against him and give him another chance. Well, you trying to say, yeah, know what? Well, okay, I see you.
Hey.
After after an hour pretending to watch TV again, we start
Not
round
pretending.
We start
Oh,
round
yeah,
two.
I love Miranda in this too.
We start round two, and this man finishes in 10 minutes again.
Yikes.
Unsatisfied, I leave and go home. All right.
What's the question?
Nicole was like, no, that's where it ends.
That's where it ends. So I'm assuming that our friend needs advice from the auntie panel of what shall she do?
Wait, there's more.
Oh, hold on, wait. Sorry. That's what happens when the page breaks. Since everything else is good, physical attraction, conversation is good company, etc., I decided to go out with him again later in the week. The date is great. We end up back at his place. 2 + 2 = 4, and his head is between my legs. I'm thinking, great. I'm finally going to unleash the dragon. I'm sick of this. I love it, though. We start having sex, and the 10-minute man strikes again. Determined to not go home horny, I start up another round, and again, he comes and I don't. At this point, my sexual frustration has taken over, and I tell him I won't be able to go to sleep until I come.
Wait, does that mean it's over 4? I'm just
Over,
trying to get
yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Over 3.
4.
No, this is the second round again.
2 times the first
2 times in that second round?
Two
Yeah.
times the second.
That-
And was the
We-
third round just head?
No.
No.
She
No.
got free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, how are you a 10-minute man and you
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
so you're right. 0 for 4.
Yeah.
trying to keep tabs for my sis?
At this point, my sexual frustration has taken over, and I tell him I won't be able to go to sleep until I come. He says, well, I'm going to sleep and you can go home. Am I wrong for blocking him and never talking to him?
No.
He is blowing up my phone and leaving me message from a text to talk number to give him another chance. Girl, bye.
What did we just say earlier? Mm-mm.
Not the deadpan look at the kid.
Block and delete.
Not block and delete.
I thought
And
that was just-
I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because the moment she voiced her concern and he was like, you can go home, that's when you lost me.
right.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah.
That's when you lost me. Like, I feel like if we're going to engage in sexual intercourse of any kind, I should be able to be comfortable enough to express to you what my needs are. And you should be an adult enough to receive them.
Yeah.
If you don't receive them and you at bare minimum don't be like, okay, well, let's see what I can do to help get out the way. Or look, it's just, I don't have nothing else in me. Like, let there be some type of conversation, but like IOU type situation.
He owed her from
something.
last time.
He did.
But he didn't know that.
He did. Well, even if he didn't know it, I'm like, well, let me run your tally up.
Right. Right. Because
Because
you owe for 4, my nigga.
Not you
where
itemizing.
we are really at, it's 2 different places.
Yeah.
So it's a negative number here for me.
The statistics say that you up here and I'm still down here in the
Right.
bottom of the bar graph. And if you want me to get up here with you, then I need this.
Well,
and
no,
this
I guess
to make
the
up for
question is,
this,
do
this,
you?
and this.
Do you want me to be where you at? Because if you don't, then for sure.
Then for sure I'm gone.
Gone.
Because absolutely not. Now, what I will say is at first, before I heard about the conversation, I looked here and I saw, okay, we 36 and we 57.
My man's tired.
One, he's tired, and being the fact that every man is different, I know that some men of a particular age start to experience some.
Ooh.
Okay. I got something to say.
Need that blue pill.
I mean, they
Yeah,
start
they
needing a
do.
little bit of help.
Okay. I got something to say.
Okay, go ahead.
The blue pill only incorporates.
Yeah, you getting up, not staying.
Oh, you right. You right.
From what I've heard, I don't know. I have 2 problems with this. 1, you're a selfish lover, and I don't like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like that. 2, if you are 57, to me that means that you know your limitations.
Yeah.
If you know that clearly
tipping it.
you cannot last for more than whatever time frame, you need to do something else to
Yes.
ensure that your partner is
Mm-hmm.
needs are being met
Yep.
before you engage
Blindfold me. Find somebody else to fill in something.
in. Wow, this, wow!
How
Find
is-
someone
how
else
is-
to fill.
how was that the first place that we got to?
I mean,
in
if you
ways
can't finish
that
the
you
job,
can make
find
sure
somebody
that
else
she
is going to.
Okay, I feel like there's like a point that we can talk before we involve another human being. Personally,
I agree. Not the blindfold switch up. That's a different problem, a different Coley's corner, and a different set of advice, Nicole.
What is happening?
And not advice that we are advocating for on this podcast.
We're not.
I mean, if it's consensual.
I just feel like if you know you at 57, you know your limitations, then you should compensate for them.
But I also feel like at 57, you also maybe or maybe not have a little bit more experience than me at 36, and should be a conversationalist.
Right.
Like you should be able to communicate
Yes, I'm
in a
being selfish.
way.
I can even like understand if maybe he wasn't ready in a place to receive like nigga what at the end of round four.
Yeah.
That
What?
like I haven't gotten my needs met, and he thought that he had been putting it down. Come to find that he had not. Now that is a hard thing to think that is what you thought you were doing.
You thought that
Yeah.
after 10 minutes?
And I
Each
agree.
time?
I agree. I don't think that he is right in that thought. I can understand not being ready to receive that feedback and maybe having a callous response. The dismissiveness for me is where
Yes.
it is an absolute nah.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
don't
to
even care if
sleep.
you halfway sleep. You need to wake up.
No,
I
bye.
And
I
you
think
can
this
leave.
is
Yeah.
also
Not even I'm really tired right now. Like
Give me an
don't
hour.
leave. Like I'll get you in the morning, like before we leave for like something. Like for you to just feel like that dismissive of her needs, like
She's a
I
bridesmaid.
you can leave.
am all the way out. So no, don't call me begging on my phone. Like because I know obviously it was good because you got off in 10 minutes, right?
That part.
Each time.
So
that
don't call me
part.
no more.
Yeah.
Also, like your tank not empty. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Maybe. I mean, that's part of the reason. But if, to Nicole's point, you can still say that.
just because you got size, that don't mean you know what to do with it.
I mean, obviously.
I mean, that's evident in
Leave him,
this.
sis. Never call him again.
Leave him, sis. She already left.
Yeah, she did
Well,
leave.
don't stay
but
gone.
Yeah,
I
stay
wouldn't
gone. Don't
Leave him
unblock
on
him.
D&D.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, change his name on your phone to something that is
No, you don't change your name. You block and delete. Like
I know, but he's also hitting her from a talks to tech number, which means he's hitting her up in other forms.
yeah. I also am an advocate of not just before I could block effectively, I could block phone calls, I couldn't block text. So I became an advocate of changing not shit niggas to the same name on your phone. So you can't differentiate between the not shit niggas.
Oh,
You just don't
Oh, they
text
all
any
got
of
the
them.
same name?
Yeah.
Oh,
that is so smart.
Fair.
that is smart.
Wow. What a queen.
Mhm. I stand.
Is that my aftershave?
You are. An innovative queen at that.
You are.
You are. Wow.
Yeah, because me, I want to.
You should teach a
You just
class.
need to be gone.
Yeah.
You
Write a
just need to
book
be
that you
gone.
read aloud. A how-to.
A book that you read aloud.
Right. Dating for dummies.
Reading time with
Whole
Tim.
phase for dummies. How to get wifed up.
Hoes got range for dummies.
Got range for dummies.
You too can do it.
You too can get chose.
I really hate y'all. I don't know if I've said that lately.
All right.
At the end of the day, sis, the guidance is simple.
Don't ever talk to him again.
Mm-mm.
Never. Please
Ever.
don't. Because he
It's a shame,
obviously
though,
doesn't
if
value
everything else was good.
He doesn't value you
He's
as an
selfish. I don't
individual.
like
It's
that.
just the selfishness is just it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much, and
Yeah,
you deserve
yeah.
more.
You do.
And you need to go ahead and get yours.
Yeah, 'cause I can do this. I can obviously do this at home by myself.
Right. Like I've heard the rose is impeccable. Like just go home, handle your own business, and find something or somebody else.
I
But
like
he ain't
lipstick
it.
on my neck.
Let somebody else do.
Maybe that's the answer. Maybe you like lipstick on your neck. I don't know.
Also, 21-year age difference, nigga. We already fighting time in another way. You gonna make us fight it twice?
Right.
Also, imagining like that being what you're arguing about. You
Facts.
pleasing me. Like out of all the things we could be arguing about, like that's what we're fighting about. Like
Whether or
wow.
not you should be.
Yeah,
Eye
like,
opener.
what a novel idea.
You want to argue about whether or not you should be, and I don't know if you're capable.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a time.
Oof, all I'm gonna say is looks are deceiving.
This is ghetto. This is like actually
Don't
ghetto.
believe all that you see. Anyway, well, thanks for the input. Whoever submitted, we appreciate you, and we hope that you get yours, sis.
Yes.
Because I'm an advocate.
You're due.
Like,
You are due.
You're
overdue.
You're 0-4 because I mean, wow.
Right. It's like Jesus. Anyway, so
Wait, maybe this. Sorry, I have a follow up question.
go ahead.
This tangent. How far in the hole are you willing to go before you
I'm
need
not.
to get?
Yeah, we weren't gonna get to round 4.
Nope. That second go around. If after the first round, we're having a conversation. So then with the second round is mine.
Off break.
Screw you.
Not
Screw you. Get your notebook out. You're remarkable. Whatever you need to use, your notepad on your
Not
phone.
remarkable.
I do understand that the like it's the first time, like we're still exploring, like we're learning.
Is it common for y'all that like with new experiences, you like it's immediate?
No, but that's something I get. Like the first time being a
No,
fluke.
because you're learning each other.
Yeah, I mean, I get that being a
for
fluke.
sure.
And that's why I asked. Like,
but after 3,
No, okay. So the reason why I say this is
No.
because personal experience. I had a
wow,
situation
not you putting your business out.
years ago before I was in my relationship. So don't at me. I ain't got time for you. Before I was in my whole ass relationship.
you
And
cheated
before
2
Cheryl
years
starts
ago?
asking her
That's
questions.
I mean, clarify.
Before I was in my whole ass relationship, I had a little situation.
Yep.
And friend came over
Mhm.
and wasn't what I
Friend.
expected.
This is the first time.
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't what I expected. There had been some type of chemistry there. We had talked for months.
There was a
we
lot
had
of talk.
connected. No,
a lot of promising.
no, wasn't even.
Oh,
We weren't
okay.
even talking like that. We were just building.
2 plus equals
Relationship.
4, and
we
your
were just
jaws at your knees.
Not that. We were just having casual conversation and
Okay.
building
You wrote that, didn't you?
relationship.
Added that into the
Came
question.
over and thought it was gonna be something. It was nothing. Nothing
Nothing.
at all. To the point where, yes, that's was my response. Because out of disgust, I was like,
Not out of
Disgust?
I was like, I'm going to shower and have
Call
a good
somebody else?
evening. Well, you don't want me to hang out with you? You don't mean no, I don't. You need to leave. And I respectfully
Off of just that one time?
Yeah.
Can you
You
expound?
can't redeem. They
Can you
can't redeem
explain
themselves.
why?
No.
Explain it.
Why not?
You brought us all the way here.
Eggplant
Bring us
wasn't
home.
given.
Like size, stature,
Yes,
stroke?
Girth.
all of it.
All it. There are no positives.
Did he have one?
Yeah,
Okay.
he did. It was all of it.
Okay. Are you taking any accountability because you saw it before?
What do you mean?
Did you see it?
No. The first time.
That's what I'm saying. Before we got to the, the goody. Did you see it beforehand?
No.
But that night.
So he was in the bed and took his pants off?
And went straight for the gusto?
Mm-hmm.
How much stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Were you
Hey.
like, are you in?
Yes.
Okay.
Not us having a moment of silence.
Yeah, for this nigga's ego, because
I mean, to a
I hope
point.
none of your old
to a
hoes watch this
point-
podcast. 'cause,
Lord. To a point.
they don't have to get compensation.
Have you been hurt by Nicole?
To a point where it was suggested, why don't we flip? And
Why don't we flip?
I acquiesced, and it was a
I'm
done now.
Define what flip means, because does that mean you was doing the bending?
no. No. What that means was I went from the bottom to the top.
Top to the bottom.
Comma to the top.
And
Oh God.
the individual, like on the third movement, was like, I'm done. And I was like, okay, it's time to go. Because now I need to line up the next one. Because this don't count.
True. Follow-up
What is
question.
the moral of the
Is that a body?
story?
The moral of the story. The moral of the story.
and you didn't get me.
It doesn't count. Oh.
The moral of the story is you can't always trust what y'all either converse about or
Well, it's niggas, so we know that.
huh?
Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, just this no. No. It's just a no. Just move on. Find something else.
There's
All
somebody
right.
else to
Wow.
do it.
That took a turn.
If you were,
Not that
No, you gotta talk real fast.
yeah.
If you find yourself to have been harmed by Nicole Gordon when she was in her cold score,
Please reach out to WKU. WKU.
You don't get no compensation. But you will get
Shout it out.
a shout out and a pat on the back.
Oh God, man, I'm so glad that like we never had sex, and that we're friends.
where are you going with it?
Because I just feel like the shots for these niggas just be rampant.
No,
And
it's
ready.
Come
not.
correct or don't
It's
come
just-
at all.
Right, they be
Yes.
catching
That part.
strays. But how did they know that they weren't coming correct for you?
If I have to ask you if you're in.
I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying, like,
It
clear.
wasn't obvious.
Okay, this is what made it more awkward. I found out later that he was a server at one of our favorite restaurants. So when we were out at family dinner and this man popped up on me, he was
Not
like, hey. And I was
family
like,
dinner.
hey.
Guess what we would
I
not
was
be
like, I'm
going
trying
on.
to call you. Did you?
My number.
You
changed.
shouldn't have. You should have known not to.
I'm trying to call you right there, and your phone is face up on the table as DNR.
Dang.
Mm.
In high
That's right.
school, you thought you was the man, homie.
Giving awkward.
Expectations are high. Sorry. Go ahead.
Why do I have secondhand embarrassment for your?
Yeah, like I'm like, sheesh.
Expectations are high.
All right,
And
what-
it's not all of them.
Also, is it? I feel like expectations are like normal.
Mid. There's like a bar. We're just like feel the penetration is like bare minimum in this story. Like, oh Lord.
Okay. All right. Well,
So if you want to submit a question,
so if you would like to submit a question or need advice from the auntie panel,
You said the bar was at feel.
I'm sick of him. DM us respectfully, of course, at What Keeps Us, or you can email us at wkutogether@gmail.com.
phew,
Thank you.
man. All right. Well, it's time for a meme of the week.
Meme of the
This one comes from Being Black is Lit, because it is.
It is.
It says, forgive me if I'm just high, but in the movies, when ladies say, I'm going to freshen up, is that just a polite way of saying I'm going to put my leg up on the sink and wash my pussy with hand soap? And then it was like when you pull her panties down and smell the hand soap in your bathroom. At least she tried to freshen up. She could have just had all day on her.
No, what would have been bad is if he smelled axe because she done went in the
Not the
shower.
Axe body spray. Listen, all I know is that sis tried.
She knew it was going to happen. She said, hey.
Right, let me just go ahead and do a little something.
I ain't going to be talking about me.
Right.
It's gonna be-
It's better than some of y'all coming over being
But
musty.
they are talking about her.
Yes. She thought not.
I bet he still hit. I bet he still hit.
Smells just like Axe.
Tell me he
Right.
didn't still hit.
You got the same body wash?
I think the best one is like there's a this one's like I mean you can come over but nothing's happening. I'm tired and it's like the girl with her foot up on the sink.
I'm laughing because I have a friend that did that
Wait a
and
minute.
told me about.
Oh, I was like, why do you know?
Yeah, she told me about it.
What
And I
kind of
was
friend
like,
was this?
she's like, things just escalated so quickly. I was like, you was in there rushed.
Listen, like I said, at least it's better than being musty.
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
That's right.
Mm.
Hey,
Well.
lessons learned. Aunties, that's
Speaking
what we try
of
to
lessons
teach.
learned,
Stop for
Aftershave.
Aftershave.
Bless. Jesus H. This Wow. This is a chaotic ass episode with an outline.
Right,
I don't know. We gotta start being more consistent.
What was the topic? Hoes got range.
Hoes got range.
Ooh.
And so do we, apparently.
Yeah, we do.
It might not make sense, but we got range. Anybody want to go first?
Is that one?
Wash before you go. It is imperative that you take a shower before you go to someone's house.
That's your aftershave?
Yeah.
Girl, why did you wash before you went out and then it's 2 a.m.?
I mean, it's a nice little like baby wipe, a little
Marination?
something.
Oh.
Whole bath?
Yeah, a little something down there. A little freshen up.
I wouldn't recommend hand soap.
I mean, not hand soap. That seems like that's a recipe for your pH to be knocked off
It's
balance.
gonna
But
be one ticket then.
there ain't nothing wrong with a little.
The way I never thought I would be giving advice on this specific topic ever in my life.
Anyway,
What's your advice then?
Not that.
yeah, I think my advice today for today's topic, as far as hoes got range, is concerned, I think my advice pretty much is what I stated earlier about Sexy Red and Sukiana, who started this whole topic off. I believe that if you know within your own self who you are, it's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, no matter what you do, right? You could do all the right things, or societal right things, I should say, that everyone wants you to do, and they're still going to talk about you. So as long as you're comfortable with where you're at, and okay with if you decide you want to change, if you want to decide you want to grow, there's nothing wrong with that either. I think people are going to do that all the way along the line. They're going to call you a hoe. They're going to call you, shoot, Sierra's married with a husband and she's going to call it a hoe. So like, it doesn't matter where you're going to be at. People are going to feel a certain type of way about you and going to talk about you. You just have to learn how to be able to stand in your own truth, whatever that is, whether or not it is what people would consider classless to what others consider to be a niche. Because I'm telling you, one day people hate you and the next day they love you. You're not going to be able to, make anyone else happy. So you got to do it for yourself. So.
I'll say
And why doesn't Future get called a hoe? Because
he does just
I
by
got
women.
25 kids
Sorry.
and 20 baby mamas.
I'm just gonna say,
and one on the way.
oh,
please no,
Tim.
please.
Oh.
Please.
I hope it's not true.
Me too.
We'll never know.
I was gonna say, to piggyback off of what Saya was saying, like, I think the most beautiful thing that a person can do is be themselves and be authentic to themselves. And as long as you are doing that and you are happy and confident in what you're doing, like, you're doing life right.
Yep.
You don't need to worry about everyone else's opinions. Like Saya said, there's no way to make 100% of the people happy 100% of the time. That is a perfect recipe to be miserable and to be living your life for someone else. So I would say just like be yourself. Authenticity is what people thrive on, what we love. That's what we love about Sexy Red. That's what we love about the Megan Thee Stallions of the world. And even the Cardi B's, like the fact that they are themselves and that they are comfortable in being themselves, even despite times I'm sure they felt a little self-conscious or whatever. That's what people really resonate with. So I would just say be yourself and you'll be fine.
Also, to piggyback off that is know yourself. I feel like in order to be yourself, you have to be very secure with who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the first step that we sometimes miss. And sometimes that comes with growth, right? It comes with, I made this decision that didn't feel true to me. I felt like I was pressured into that. And that's not the kind of decisions I want to make going forward. That's something that you can decide for yourself.
Yeah.
I just recently had someone try to tell me like who I was 10 years ago. And like, oh, like I saw you like when you were getting to know your husband. And I just like, he must be XYZ because I know that you are like stush and very choosy and like very like poignant and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, that's so interesting because this is the most I've ever spoken to you. So how you think that you know who I am or who I was 10 years ago and how I chose my spouse for myself doesn't resonate with me. None of this is hitting as true because you don't actually know me at all. And I feel like it's very important for you to know those things about yourself so that you can brush those comments off more easily.
Yeah.
It's really easy to take those things in and try to like decide if like, oh, is that how I'm coming off? Or do I need to change XYZ because that's how I'm being perceived? And some of that has nothing to do with you. And if you know yourself, you're better able to decide those things for yourself. So that's my advice for you today.
Well, in regards to hoes have range, I don't think that the term hoe belongs to anybody. I think that everybody has wants and needs that need to be fulfilled and however you see fit. whether they be sexual, whether they be attention, whether they be a wide variety of things. I think that, as Carol mentioned, authenticity is key. When you are authentic to you, then people around you have a tendency to be a little bit more authentic. I've always prided myself about being around some of the realest people that I know. I don't like fakeness. And with that, you are what your crew is. So it's the most important thing that I think people should take away is that don't allow your momentary action to determine who and what you are as an individual. And I think that in a lot of instances, we take certain situations or certain moments and label people, Ho being one of them. But people don't have to, people use certain notions and make them negative when really it could be a positive thing. Some people wear that whole badge like it's an honorable thing. And I'm proud of you for that, because maybe that's what you love. I know some people would say that, but maybe about me. And I'm fine with that. So just be true to yourself, know your wants and needs, be able to communicate those wants and needs. So then that way you can have the right people around you.
You better let your freak fly.
Yeah.
Fly.
You know it.
That's right.
My
Get
God.
mine.
Okay, bye.
Peace.